in just a shade over 4 hours, everything will be official. We'll have our reveal, we'll have our new website, probably have some sort of a video, maybe even get a commercial, and there will be no more theories or speculation or riddles or being cryptic. No, everything will be out in the open for the world to see. But that's a little bit later from now. We're all hyped. We're all seriously hyped now because Halloween Horror Nights Orlando's Twitter feed has been taken over by Jax Maniacs. And if you notice on Twitter, yourself or your friends or people you don't even know could possibly have their profile picture has been possessed by Jax Maniacs, which basically a bunch of like scribblings, and it says Jax Maniacs on it. So you can get this done on Facebook or Twitter. I've even seen it on Instagram, and you can get it like as your profile picture now. So it's a really cool thing that they were doing with social media this year. We've had a lot of concept art showing what may be in the mazes this year, what may be in the scare zones this year. My guess is probably going to be both of those to be true. And there's a lot of really awesome props that have shown up in the scare zones in Universal Studios Florida. So that being said, real quick, let me give you a little catch up. The Fast and the Furious Supercharged, yeah, I'm not the only one, I'm sure, that hopes that it's not the same thing that Hollywood got, is officially coming in 2017. The announcement was made, then it was made official, if you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes accidents happen, you know what I mean? And because of that, the whole San Francisco area is going to look a whole lot different very soon. Which means an official closing date was announced for Disaster. So I will not get to say my goodbyes to the great Frank Kincaid. Not the late great. I guess you'd be late because he's like getting completely extradited from the entire park. Like, his movies don't suck that bad, people. I mean, come on, Frank Kincaid's got to make a living too. Well, apparently Disaster Studios is closing, and my goodbyes were said in December last year. Luckily, I got those last couple rides on it. Not like to Jaws, where I didn't get anything. I had to say my goodbyes a year later when I didn't even know it was closing. If only I knew then what I know now. The other thing that got people in an uproar was the fact that Beetlejuice's Graveyard Revue was closing as well. And there's been a long-going rumor that it was going to be relocated to Fear Factor Live. Now granted, a show the size of Beetlejuice in Fear Factor Live is kind of interesting, but Fear Factor Live runs in there, and you see what kind of crowds it does. So there's not Bill and Ted style crowds going to Fear Factor Live, unless it's Bill and Ted. But new information that came out recently states something we've not known, and that's the fact that it's going to close permanently. Is it permanently in that location, or is it permanently meaning permanently? I mean, it's gone. Beetlejuice is saying goodbye. It's anyone's guess of what's going to happen. We will see as we progress. So that's going on. Lucy closed a while back, and it's going to be replaced by Hello Kitty in an interactive store experience. It's going to be a lot more elaborate than the Sanrio store that's in the Orlando airport. So it's going to have an interactive meet and greet. Should be really awesome to bring a different clientele that probably wouldn't go to Universal otherwise to the park. So yeah, money is a great thing. NBC Sports Grill and Brew looks closer to completion each day. Each day on Twitter I look and I see, wow, this thing's really going to get there, really going to get done. Is it going to be done before Horror Nights? I think it's a good chance. My guess is soft opening by Rock the Universe. So that's my guess right now. I can say by at least the second week at the latest, maybe the third if they want to just make sure everything's perfect before grand opening, you will see NBC open. Because obviously you need to have it to accommodate the crowds for Halloween Horror Nights this year, because it's going to be crazy. Absolutely insane. This is going to be probably the busiest year of Halloween Horror Nights to date. And last year was terrible when it comes to crowds. This year's going to be worse, because we had an extra house this year. And there's not 3 shows, so yeah, that's not going to help with capacity situations. But the rumor is, that may or may not be proven, is that Diagon Alley may or may not be open this year. Now, I know we've heard this before, but this is the first time it actually seems like it's possible. And I don't just mean as a Stay and Scream location, I mean legit open. But we'll see. Again, more information we shall find out at the end of this evening. So I got a couple of things I want to talk about real quick. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about, and that is the fact that, well, that was a random statement, and it kind of went into kind of talking over myself. I do that from time to time. And that's the fact that the Universal Dining Plan has been brought to Halloween Horror Nights. Pretty awesome. For $19.99, you can get the Quick Service Dining Plan, which is very similar to Disney's Quick Service Dining Plan, but a little different. You have one entree, one snack, and one non-alcoholic beverage, right? So that is taken care of. If you want a freestyle cup, instead of a non-alcoholic beverage, you pay $25.99 plus tax, and that gets you an entree, a snack, and your freestyle cup. Problem with getting a freestyle cup is it's only good for that day. Now, granted, you can pay for extra days. If you want to bring your cup back the next day and pay for a day's refills, you can do that, but it only covers you for the duration of the event. So you'd have your freestyle cup from 6:30 until 1 or 2 a.m. If you get 7 hours of usage out of it, that probably helps, but, and this is me talking here, water is probably more of a necessity at Halloween Horror Nights, so not something I necessarily would recommend. But bringing the dining plan into Horror Nights, kind of interesting, and I'm really curious to see if it works out. I'm sure it probably will. Now, there's another option for annual pass holders as well, and that comes in the form of Annual Passholder Scareactor Dining Experience. Now, the irony about this is it's actually being held on the nights of the Annual Passholder Event Nights, so you gotta pick which one is more important to you. It's $49.99 plus tax. It's held at the Monsters Cafe, but don't let that sway you. I mean, I know some people don't like Monsters food, but it's not going to be the same food you get normally at Monsters Cafe. Probably something they use for like banquets and special occasions. And it's going to be an all-you-can-eat buffet. On top of that, there's going to be Scareactors inside. I'm guessing we're looking at the icons. Maybe you get to have dinner with Jack, or the usher, or the director, or the caretaker, or even Chance. I mean, I'd pay $50 to hang out with Chance. You would too. Don't hashtag Chance's Maniacs. So, yeah, that's an option. And on top of that, they have photo opportunities, and there's going to be a digital download of one of those photos that's going to be included. So that's pretty cool. They've got that deal. If you can swing it, it's going to be available the nights of September 18th, 19th, 25th, 26th, and they're looking into trying to push for October 14th and 21st. All that information is not on the website. You cannot buy this online currently. If you want it as of this moment, my advice to you is, because it's already closed as of when I'm doing this video, call Universal and you can book that experience if you are an annual pass holder. And this also equals out to Annual Pass Holder pin for this year. Looks really cool. Got the Halloween Horror Nights logo. It's got blood on it, and it's got that really sweet 25 that they've been using, and that's going to be your Annual Pass Holder pin. It's available for $7.95 plus tax, and of course, discounts for Preferred and Premier Pass do apply. It's definitely something I'm going to get my hands on, and there's going to be a lot of merchandise this year, so I'm really curious to see exactly what we're getting at Horror Nights this year. Like I said, I really want that sweet purple idea I had, the purple hoodie, not Walking Dead, with the brand new logo on the back and on the lapel. I think that'd be amazing, and I really hope they go for it. A lot of vinyls, a lot of lanyards, a lot of various things, definitely a lot of shirts. I'm really curious to see actually what we get for merch this year. So I've come to a dilemma. I've already bought my Rush of Fear, everyone knows this. I'm going to finally bite the bullet and upgrade to Express. Kind of realize I may have to this year. So I'm going to do that. That's about $145, okay? That's not a problem. I got no issues with that. There's been a loophole, a long-standing loophole, that you can actually, if you do it by the day before it expires, or before its expiration in any form, you can upgrade your Rush of Fear to a Frequent Fear or Frequent Fear Plus. They've closed the loophole. You're still going to be able to do that, but it's done a little bit differently this year. Now, according to my friend Robert, is running Amusement Buzz. If you don't know him, at Amusement Buzz on Twitter. There is information that came from a conversation he had, a long conversation he had with a team member on the phone, stating that the policy has changed this year. And the policy now is basically going to kind of be a little bit different. As long as you upgrade by a day that is not covered by the pass, you can do it. So if you upgrade before you use it on a day that is not covered by Frequent Fear or Frequent Fear Plus, sweet, no problem. But if you do, then you can't upgrade it and you have to buy another pass or buy another separate ticket. So yeah, we closed the loophole. I got a lot of thinking to do. Probably going to upgrade the Rush of Fear to the Frequent Fear Plus with Express. And I'm just going to pay out of pocket for the 26th. May or may not be with Express. I haven't quite decided yet. And on top of that, I might just get the ticket on October 3rd when Tristan and James and Raleigh are in. And on top of that, pay for Halloween. So that may be what I end up doing. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see what happens, I guess. If this works, then maybe, just maybe, this may end up like not being the case and they may change their mind. Who knows? Probably not, but it's nice to hope, right? So, with the reveal coming, that means that I get a video I gotta make. I'll be doing a video like this, obviously. And I'll be doing a podcast covering both Orlando and Hollywood. It's gonna be a mega podcast with everyone. That's coming. I'm going to be a guest on podcasts very soon. That's coming. I've got a video that I need to address. Yeah, I made some statements myself, and I need to kind of solve those statements. I do that video, so that's coming soon. So stay tuned for that. So that's what we've got right now. It's just a short video to, I know it's like under 15 minutes. It's amazing, isn't it? Just a short video, just talk a little bit about the Scareactor Dining Experience, which I think would be worth it if you offer one major thing, is the fact you have early maze access to maybe what ends up being in Shrek, or what ends up being the front of the park maze, which we know what it's going to be. But still, I don't necessarily want to talk about it. I don't know why I'm just like fanning myself because it's so hot in here. Anyway, concept art will tell you what's going to be in Shrek, but that's another story altogether for a completely different time. But that time is coming soon, so we'll talk about that later. There's that S word again that we all hate so much, especially being updaters. So that's what we've got right now, and I have one more piece of information I want to talk about real quick before we get off here, and that is the Annual Passholder Event Nights. Now, I wanted to bring this up because it's pretty awesome what they do, but they've changed it a bit. So, RSVP is not available right now. There's going to be a link here in the bottom in the description bar to tell you the link. When it goes live, you can use it if you're an annual pass holder. It is on the first 2 Fridays and Saturdays of the event, the 18th, the 19th, the 25th, and the 26th. And there's 2 locations, one being the ginormous white tent outside the park, or there's going to be a location in Battery Park across from Transformers. Might be interesting given the fact of what all the craziness is going to be out there. So it starts at 5:30 this year. Doesn't start at 5:15, starts at 5:30. And it's going to run for an hour. But you get access to 3 different houses and the first showing of Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. Plus you get that annual pass holder pin. You don't get it, you have to pay for it. I mean, it doesn't come free or anything, but still, you have that option. You have The Walking Dead is open at 5:30. You have To Be Announced open at 5:30, which could be The Purge, probably would be The Purge, might be something else. Maybe they're going to offer something in another part of the park to get people away from The Walking Dead. I doubt it, it'd probably just be The Purge, but it's interesting to note that it just says To Be Announced. I have my suspicions that To Be Announced used to be something else. Sado and Panda. 5:45 you can get into Insidious, and then you can get into the first showing of Bill and Ted Early Access. So it's definitely worth it, and just RSVP at the link below if you want to get you and yourself into the Annual Passholder Event Nights. But if you want to do the Passholder Event Nights and also the Scareactor Dining, you're going to have to choose which one you want to do because you can't do it at the same time because they kind of overlap. So that's what we've got for this video, and Halloween Horror Nights videos coming very soon. There's going to be a lot of content coming up with Halloween Horror Nights with the reveals. A lot of podcasts coming up very soon with the reveals. So I'll give you information on my Twitter if you want to find out more information. So, as always, if you'd like to follow Halloween Horror Nights Orlando on Twitter and find out the information straight from Mike ILO and the rest of the awesome art and design team, you're more than welcome to tweet at Horror Nights ORL, and you can check out Horror Nights on Snapchat. It's under HHN Orlando. So that's something I definitely recommend you could do. They've been doing some fun stuff with that. You can go ahead and like Pop's Facebook fan page, Suro and Disney Pop. Search for Suro and Disney and Pop. You can check us out on moviepilot.com/Suro and Disney. Check out our mobile app if you have an iPhone, an iPod, an iPad, any sort of iTunes connected device. We're located, just type in Suro and Disney if you want to search for it. And you also can still enter the Halloween Horror Nights 25 contest. I have a link below here. You have until August 31st at 11:59 p.m. to be able to enter that contest. Of course, that's Eastern Standard Time. If you want to check out some great Halloween Horror Nights related forums, you can check out Horror Night Nightmares, Orlando United, Orlando Informer, as well as Hollywood has a really awesome one, which is ushforums.com. You can also check out some great Halloween Horror Nights related sites like HHN Crypt, as well as Designing the Fear, SoCal Horror Fans, Horror Buzz, and the good people at Neozaz. They do a really awesome podcast called The Catacombs of Halloween Horror Nights. There's a link here at the bottom. Check out some great Halloween Horror Nights Updaters. Check out my good friends, the Horror Nights Updaters, their channel, as well as their respective channels. My friend John Psychomassacre Films, my friend Vic Dr. Brown 1, my friend Neil UK HHN, my friend Aaron the Red Steel TV, and my friend David the Crazy Englishman. You can also check out my good friend Tristan at HHN Fan 16 and my friend James at HHN Updated 1. You can also check out the good people at Thrill Seeker Network, First Class Horror, HHN Phantom, HHN Fanboy, Alex Show Official, and Horror Nights Fan 13. And while you're at it, you can check out some really great YouTube videos from my good friends Disco Lazita and the Tim Tracker. So yeah, check those out. Great Halloween Horror Nights related content. And also my good friend Kyle from View from the Cheap Seats. Check them out just the same. So that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.